Good evening, this is Kuro. Got a random game for you in my gearing. Going over the matchmaking, the enemy team has a Nakamov, Montana, Double Schieffelin, Colombo, Yamato, Puerto Rico, Stalin, excuse me, Daring Shimakaze, Holland, and a Bilal. The map is Shards, 3-cap domination, and we're going to kick this one off with me kind of making the decision I want to roll to the south. The big reason for that is I just don't want to play up around here with a CV in the game. I just feel it makes you too much of a stationary target on this particular map. So rather than risk that, I'm just gonna go roll south and see what I can do. The enemy Nakamov's coming up with fighters. I'm just gonna kite away a little bit, puts me a little closer to support. I see the fighters are gonna pass to my front, so I'm just gonna let them pass on by, and just opting to stay undetected for the moment here. And I'm gonna go ahead and resume my push. My initial thoughts are I'm thinking about throwing some torpedoes back through B cap. And see if I can catch an enemy DD. I'm sure there's going to be a DD that's going to try to play aggressive on C, and that's kind of where I'm positioning myself to set up an ambush to see if I can potentially pick up a bunch of damage on an enemy DD right out of the gate. Going ahead and launch my torps. Hopefully this game's not going to lag out. I had real bad lag issues, which is why I'm using the replay. But bombers are still coming, so I'm just gonna keep kind of keep my distance a bit. You can see my CV sending rockets for the enemy DD. Enemy DD gets caught rushing in. I'm gonna go ahead and throw some shots out there. My torpedoes are pushing the Daring forward. And this is kind of it's a bad example, but this is kind of the reason why I didn't want to go to BCAP, because it pins you down so hard that CVs really they've got the advantage when it comes to, well, here comes the lag. Is this game not going to be usable? We will see. Yeah, you can see some of this lag that I was fighting. Well, damn. We'll see how bad it gets. So, Nakamov's rockets, they have like a long arming time. So I basically was trying to bait him into thinking I was going to be sitting more or less stationary. And then using my speed boost, got my button gear and got off that location as soon as he had committed to launching his rockets. And rolling up here, I'm just looking at all these fat boats, and I'm not going to have the best torpedo angles, but having cleared out one DD and this Shimakaze is playing kind of safe, I'm guesstimating I should have little problem getting this cap unless the Puerto Rico really starts rushing. You can see the Puerto Rico almost 2 kilometers outside radar range right now. But I'm just going to come up here, launch these torps, and start to position myself to get ready to be ready to run. You can see the Shima torps coming in just in time for my battleship to turn broadside to them. This Conqueror's playing way too aggressive. They've got all the island cover here. You don't want to be caught like this. And yeah, he gets smacked. But I'm gonna hang out here for a second, make sure I get the cap, and then I'm gonna start falling back because the enemy team's got a pretty good push coming. And what I'm looking to do is I'm estimating that the Shimakaze's still going to be behind these islands. So I'm going to come up here and I'm going to try to see if I can get do a little bit of gunboating on this Montana. Right now I'm just waiting for the Nakamov fighters to go by. And as soon as I think the Nakamov's kind of committed to an attack, I am just going to start getting some harassing gunfire in on this Montana. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking to start some fires, start getting some pressure on the battleships that look like they're going to be coming around this corner. But if you look, I'm playing real safe, keeping my bow pointed right towards the friendlies. That way, if anybody starts pushing hard, I'll have easy escape. Schieffelin comes rolling around the corner, and I do get detected there. I thought for a second that I might have been able to steal that one, but it was just laggy, letting me know that I had been spotted. So, just gonna start kiting and gunboating, looking to see if I can pick up a fire on the Schieffelin. Gearing's, I mean, it doesn't make any sense to smoke there with Gearing's max gun range at 11.1 kilometers. I'm just a couple kilometers away from not being able to deal any damage in that scenario. So rather than waste a 2-minute long smoke, I'd rather just kite that couple kilometers to safety and just stay as angled as I can here. Now, I'm noticing that pretty much the middle of the map, I've got an opening to go do something, and I'm seeing some ships are starting to push in this direction, and I don't want to just keep chasing these guys to the corner, so I throw some Make-A-Wish torpedoes through this gap just to harass this Schieffelin, and then I start committing towards B-Cap. And I'm anticipating that either the Shimakaze is going to be out here, or this Puerto Rico and Montana are going to push through here, and I'll be able to get some nice broadside shots for my team. This Republic being out here, they should be able to get some really good shots here. You can see I'm calling target on the Puerto Rico right now. This is something that not a lot of DD players are doing. And you know, try to take that initiative and call those good targets out for your team. Look where your battleships are, and bring it to their attention. Hey, this is a broadside cruiser for you. You know, you should be able to do some really good things here. So this Puerto Rico, he's been sailing awful straight. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to actually throw some torpedoes out here. I'm going to do some fancy juking while I'm waiting for these torps to reload. You can see the shots coming in on this Puerto Rico. And I'm looking, even after that big hit, he's not really dodging. So I'm more or less going to lead these torpedoes in a wide fan arc because I think he's just committing to this direction. And, you know, this is just me patterning you know, how players are playing just based off what I see. Just gonna keep kiting almost outside of radar range, holding that repair. There we go. In hindsight, that repair could be a little early because that CV could commit my direction, but it looks to me like that CV is committing pretty hard towards our Holland down in A. Just taking a look, it looks like I'm going to get some torpedo hits on this Puerto Rico. Yep, looks like 2. And now I'm just going to run at this Puerto Rico. I don't want him to be able to drop off, get undetected, be able to heal back a lot of the damage. You can see he's repairing right now. Well, I thought he was. Thought I saw 9K, then 10K. Is that all who knows? But just keeping the pressure up right now, and at the same time I'm setting myself up to intercept this Schieffelin, he's kind of pushed right back in here. I'm looking to see the HP on the Shimakaze. I'm not running my mods, so I can't look at the up here at the top of the screen. Now here with these torpedoes, I know that my sub has torpedoes out that I'm guessing are going to make the Schieffelin turn. You didn't really see what I did with the second set, but I basically laid a big fan set well short of the indicator because I'm anticipating the Schieffelin was going to slam on his brakes when he saw those torps and probably pop hydro. Now right here I'm setting up, and you can see I looked around for a minute and I'm looking at the mini map. I'm checking my gun range, and I'm setting up an opportunity where I can shoot over this island at the Schieffelin and get some follow-up damage. And it looks like I get a piece of him with one torp. I do get a flooding. I'm just going to be throwing some shots out here using my first smoke screen here. Unfortunately, my sub submerges, but fortunately, Schieffelin pops a shot off at me, lifts, and gives me a chance to get a few more volleys into him. You can see he's still flooding a bit. Hoping for that fire, but my sub is able to put him down. Now, enemy CV, he's coming with torpedo bombers at my smoke, and I'm just gonna keep rolling. Just gonna roll out of here. I was gonna hold up here and just give it a minute, see if I could shoot at any of these battleships pushing in when I see that torpedo coming my direction. I'm just gonna step out of the smoke. Notice, turn the AA off before I leave my smoke. With the new, well, they're not new, but the AA spotting mechanics, even if you get spotted by a plane for a second and you've been shooting your AA, they're gonna get a few extra seconds to shoot at you. So you want to be extra careful with being spotted by air. Because people do have a much longer window of time to get some shots off. Now here, these Make-A-Wish torpedoes, I was looking either to catch this Yamato if he was gonna just try to slow down and kite, but I also have that Puerto Rico that's sailing right around that island. Looks like those torps are going pretty good for the Puerto Rico. I'm dipping back into my smoke screen. Want to try to use that, get some extra use out of it shooting at this Montana. Do pick up the kill on the Puerto Rico. That tells me that I can play a bit more safe when it comes to dealing with friendly radar. This tells me I've got a friendly DD very close by in the cap with me. But here we go. Now, the advantage here, I've got a Zao right behind me, so this is a suicide play for this Holland. You can see all sorts of shots coming in. This is the value of making sure you have plenty of support. And the big critical thing for there, it's not my job to deal damage to that DD. My job is to just keep that DD lit and basically protect my HP at that point. Let my cruisers do the heavy lifting and smash that DD. No sense in letting a destroyer that has so much utility like a gearing for the team get torn up. You know, trying to pick a fight with a DD that's got a repair party. It's madness. So just gonna circle back around, use this island, get some additional damage in on this Montana, help the team out getting some pressure on these ships. If you notice, a lot of this game I'm toggling my AA on and off. When I see that the CV is not coming for me, I'll go ahead and you know, pop my AA, and I'm focusing it to try to get that burst damage on the enemy CV. And I mean, so far I'm up to 7 plane kills, not a huge amount, but it's trying to do every little bit that I can to help my team out when they're trying to deal with these strikes. And Stalingrad goes down here. That's a big kill there because, I mean, you get that Stalingrad with the Yamato down here, you start to get a nasty AP crossfire over a large section of the map. So it's a good move to get that guy off the board. Now this Colombo, he's pushing out, and I'm looking at the map, looking at the situation with the game. We've got this game in hand, so I'm just taking my time right here. I'm letting my torpedoes reload, and I'm seeing what this Colombo is going to do, and I'm anticipating he's going to come around this island. Now I know that the enemy CV is up in here somewhere, so I know I'm going to be dealing with being plane spotted frequently, but I've got a little bit of HP to play with, and that's pretty much what I'm going to do. Colombo's taking a big hit there. And I've pretty much decided that if I die, I die. I'm just going to try to get some extra damage. And you can see the Colombo, he pops his smoke here, and I'm just leading the smoke screen. And I'm just driving nice and broadside right now. I'm trying to bait this guy into those torpedoes. And that's pretty much what happens. Pick up a couple torpedoes, put him down. Now I'm just on the slimmest thread of HP. I'm gonna go ahead and use my second smoke here, getting my AA shut off before I get plane spotted. Get a puff of smoke out. I'm gonna bump forward. I don't want to be a stationary target for this CV, just to feel like he can just throw a drop in the middle of this smoke screen and spot me. And game ends on points, and we end up with a fairly decent game. Hope you guys enjoyed the game. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below. As always, invite to the community Discord, and if you'd like to support the channel, my Patreon account will be below. Hope you guys are having a good night, and I'll talk to you later.